Every person has the power to shape their life, but most people give that power away without even realizing it. Every decision, every action, and every minute adds up to the life you will live tomorrow. The people you spend time with, the habits you practice, the words you speak, and the knowledge you absorb, they are all quietly creating your future, whether you pay attention or not. Success is not some distant prize reserved for luck or talent. It is built every single day through small choices that most people ignore. This is not about a sudden breakthrough or a single dramatic moment. It is about understanding the forces that shape your life and taking control where you can. Today is the moment to see clearly how your environment, your actions, and your mindset are working for you or against you. Every second counts. The path to a stronger, smarter, more confident version of yourself begins with awareness, and awareness begins now. The principles we are about to explore have changed lives across the world because they focus on the things that really matter. They are simple to understand, yet their impact is profound. If these ideas are taken seriously, applied consistently, and treated as more than just words, they will transform the way you live, work, and think. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create, decisions you make today. Quote 1. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This idea has the power to shape a whole life, and it deserves slow attention. Every life moves in a direction, whether a person plans it or not. Direction comes from habits, from thinking, and from the people who share daily space. When that sentence came to me, it did not arrive as a clever line. It arrived as a truth learned through watching lives unfold over many years. People rise or fall, grow or shrink, not only because of their effort, but because of the voices they hear the most and the behavior they see every day. Picture an ordinary day. Morning light comes through the window. The body wakes up, the mind starts moving, and before long there is a conversation, a message, a call, or a memory of someone close. Those early moments matter more than most people think. They set the tone. The words that enter the mind in the morning often stay there all day. When those words come from people who complain, who doubt, who avoid effort, that tone becomes heavy. When they come from people who speak with hope, discipline, and respect for time, the day feels different. Energy changes. Choices change. Human beings learn more from observation than from instruction. Children learn this way, and adults never outgrow it. Spend enough time around people who show up late, and lateness starts to feel normal. Stay close to people who keep promises, and keeping promises feels natural. This does not happen through force. It happens quietly. It happens through repetition. The mind accepts what it sees most often as acceptable behavior. Think about the people whose names appear on the phone the most. Think about the ones whose opinions carry weight during a tough moment. Those people shape standards. Standards shape actions. Actions shape results. This chain is simple yet powerful. Many people work hard but stay stuck because they keep the same circle while expecting a different future. Effort alone does not always win. Environment matters. This is not about judging others. Every person has value. Every person deserves respect. The issue here is direction, not worth. Some people are perfect companions for relaxation, laughter, and comfort. Others are powerful influences for growth, discipline, and ambition. Problems begin when someone expects growth while living inside a comfort-only environment. Growth demands more than comfort. It demands ample. Listen closely to the tone of conversations around money, work, health, and learning. Tone tells the truth. Some groups speak about progress with seriousness. Others speak about it with sarcasm. Over time, sarcasm becomes an excuse. Serious talk leads to serious effort. No speech is neutral. Words either push forward or pull backward. The mind is always under construction. It never stops adjusting to what surrounds it. When surrounded by people who read, who listen, who learn, curiosity becomes part of daily life. When surrounded by people who dismiss learning, the mind closes slowly. It does not close in one day. It closes one small decision at a time. Growth does not require cutting people off with anger or pride. Growth requires choice and balance. Time is limited. Attention is limited. Energy is limited. Giving most of that to people who drain motivation has a cost. That cost shows up years later as regret, confusion, and missed chances. Giving more time to people who stretch thinking produces a different future. Notice how the body reacts after spending time with certain people. Some conversations leave the shoulders tense and the mind tired. Others leave a sense of clarity and calm strength. The body often understands before the mind does. Paying attention to that signal can save years of struggle. Many people wait for motivation to change their circle. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Commitment works better. Commitment to a better standard creates better choices. A better standard asks simple questions. Does this relationship support growth? Does it respect time? Does it encourage responsibility? These questions guide decisions quietly, without drama. There was a time when comfort felt like success. Being accepted felt like achievement. Over time, experience taught a harder lesson. Acceptance without growth leads to stagnation. True connection allows challenge. True friendship supports improvement. Silence in the face of poor habits is not kindness. It is avoidance. The world changes fast. Skills become outdated. Opportunities shift. People who adapt do so because someone in their life models adaptability. That model often comes from close relationships. A single disciplined person in a circle can raise the standard for everyone. A single careless person can lower it just as fast. Think about conversations around effort. Some circles celebrate effort even when results are slow. Others mock effort and praise shortcuts. Shortcuts feel good early and hurt later. Effort feels hard early and pays later. The voices heard daily decide which path feels normal. Personal growth is not a lonely road, but it does require intentional companionship. Choosing growth does not mean abandoning kindness. It means aligning time with purpose. It means understanding that influence works whether invited or not. Since influence cannot be avoided, it must be selected. Many people search for big answers while ignoring small choices. Who to eat lunch with, who to call when stressed, who to listen to when making decisions. These moments look small, yet they shape character. Character shapes destiny. The most powerful change often begins with a quiet decision. A decision to spend more time with people who read, who plan, who act with integrity. A decision to reduce time with voices that normalize delay and excuses. No announcement needed, no argument required. Results will speak. Success leaves clues, and those clues often walk on two legs and speak in everyday language. Being near disciplined people makes discipline easier. Being near hopeful people makes hope stronger. Being near responsible people makes responsibility feel natural. The future is built in ordinary rooms, during ordinary conversations, with ordinary people. Extraordinary results come from aligning those ordinary moments with higher standards. That alignment begins by recognizing the truth of that sentence and treating it with respect. A better life rarely arrives by accident. It arrives through awareness, choice, and patience. Awareness of influence, choice of company, patience with the process. Change does not demand perfection. It demands direction. When standards rise, behavior follows. When behavior changes, results improve. And when results improve, confidence grows. That confidence then attracts a better circle, and the cycle continues upward. This idea is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create clarity. Clarity brings calm. Calm allows strong decisions build a future that feels earned. Every day offers a chance to listen more carefully, to choose time more wisely, and to grow more intentionally. The people closest today are shaping the person becoming tomorrow. Treat that truth with care, and life responds with progress. Quote 2, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Success is not some mysterious prize handed out to a lucky few. It is built quietly, slowly, and often without applause. It grows out of small actions, repeated so often they become part of who a person is. That sentence came from watching people over time, not from books alone. Some people with average talent kept moving forward year after year, while others with strong talent stayed in the same place. The difference was not luck. The difference was discipline practiced when no one was watching. Most days do not feel important. They feel ordinary. Wake up, work, eat, talk, rest, sleep. Because the day feels normal, people treat it casually. That is where the mistake begins. Every day casts a vote for the kind of life being built. One good choice does not change everything. One poor choice does not ruin everything. The direction comes from repetition. Simple disciplines are not dramatic. They do not impress crowds. They often look boring. Reading a few pages instead of scrolling. Showing up on time instead of rushing. Saving a small amount instead of spending it. Speaking kindly instead of sharply. These actions rarely create excitement in the moment. Their power shows up later, when results start to separate people. The human mind loves intensity. It loves big plans and strong emotions. Discipline works differently. Discipline is quiet. It does not shout. It does not beg for attention. It waits for consistency. Many people try to change their life with a burst of effort. When the burst fades, old habits return. When motivation leaves. Look at how a day is structured. The first hour sets a rhythm. The last hour leaves an impression. What happens in between fills the story. Discipline shows up in these small spaces. It shows up in choosing order over chaos. It shows up in deciding ahead of time what matters. People often ask for complex answers, but progress usually comes from simple rules followed daily. Eat a little better. Move the body regularly. Learn something new often. Speak with honesty. Rest with intention. None of these ideas are hard to understand. The challenge is honoring them when comfort pulls in the opposite direction. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. It is a way of saying the future matters. Every disciplined act is a message sent forward in time. That message says effort was given when it counted. Think about trust. Trust grows when words and actions match. The same rule applies inside a person. Self-trust grows when promises made to oneself are kept. Discipline builds that trust. Once self-trust is strong, confidence feels steady, not forced. The world rewards reliability. People who show up consistently get noticed. Opportunities often go to those who are prepared when the moment arrives. Preparation does not happen in a rush. It happens through daily practice. There is a comfort in knowing that greatness is not required today. Only discipline is. Today asks for attention, not perfection. Tomorrow will ask the same. Over time, attention turns into skill. Skill turns into result. Some people wait for the right conditions. Discipline works regardless of conditions. Tired days still allow small effort. Busy days still allow small progress. Stressful days still allow good choices. Discipline adapts instead of quitting. Consider how habits are formed. They are formed through repetition, not intention alone. Intention starts the journey. Discipline keeps it going. Each repeated action carves a path in the mind. That path becomes easier to follow each time. Excuses feel reasonable in the moment. They feel expensive later. Discipline feels uncomfortable early and rewarding later. This trait is fair, but it requires patience to see it. Notice how discipline changes identity. A person who reads daily becomes a reader. A person who exercises regularly becomes active. A person who plans becomes organized. Identity follows action, not the other way around. The beauty of simple disciplines is that they are available to everyone. No permission required, no special background needed, only a decision and follow-through. Life tends to give more responsibility to those who handle small responsibilities well. Discipline prepares a person for that increase. Without it, opportunity feels overwhelming. With it, opportunity feels manageable. There will be days when discipline feels invisible. No praise, no reward. Those days still count. In fact, they count the most. They build character. Character carries success longer than talent ever could. The path does not require drastic change. It requires steady change. One choice today that aligns with the life desired, then another tomorrow. Over time, the distance traveled surprises even the person walking the path. Discipline practiced daily becomes freedom later. Freedom of choice, freedom of confidence, freedom from regret. That freedom is earned, not granted. Success does not ask for heroics. It asks for consistency. Simple actions, done with care, repeated day after day. Honor the small disciplines, and life responds with larger rewards. Quote 3, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Improvement does not demand huge leaps. It asks for small steps taken without stopping. Learning works the same way. A little gained today may feel insignificant, yet it holds quiet power. Knowledge stacks. Understanding grows. Skill sharpens. The effect is slow at first and then suddenly obvious. That pattern surprises many people because patience is not celebrated in modern life, but patience is where mastery is built. Most people underestimate what 1 year can do when daily learning becomes normal. They also overestimate what 1 day can do on its own. A single hour of learning rarely changes a life. 300 hours across a year changes how a person thinks, speaks, and decides. That change reaches into work, relationships, and confidence. Learning does not have to be formal to be effective. It can happen during quiet moments. A short article, a few pages, a thoughtful conversation, a recorded talk playing while driving. The setting does not matter as much as the habit. The mind grows when it is fed regularly. Think about how skills fade when unused. The opposite is also true. Skills grow when used often. Learning keeps the mind flexible. It keeps curiosity alive. Without learning, thinking becomes rigid. Rigid thinking struggles in a changing world. Many people wait for large blocks of time to learn. Those blocks rarely appear. Life stays busy. Learning that fits into real life works better. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Over a year, those minutes become hours. Those hours become advantage. Learning sharpens awareness. Awareness improves decisions. Better decisions lead to better outcomes. This chain reaction begins with small daily effort. The effect is quiet but lasting. Some people believe learning ends with school. School teaches basics. Life requires continued learning. Markets change, technology changes, expectations change. A mind that keeps learning adapts instead of resisting. But the beauty of daily learning is that it builds confidence without pressure. Knowledge gained today prepares for challenges not yet visible. When challenges arrive, preparation shows its value. Notice how learning changes conversation. A person who learns regularly speaks with clarity. Ideas connect more easily. Listening improves. Communication becomes stronger. These skills influence every area of life. Learning also builds humility. The more a person learns, the more they realize how much remains unknown. That humility keeps growth alive. Arrogance closes the door to learning. Curiosity keeps it open. Some lessons arrive through success. Others arrive through mistakes. Both are valuable when attention is given. Arrived at stiff. Yes. Reflection turns experience into learning. Without reflection, Experience repeats itself. A year passes whether learning happens or not. The difference appears at the end. One person looks back with progress. Another looks back with regret. Time did the same work for both. Habits made the difference. Learning does not demand speed. It rewards consistency. The mind absorbs better when pressure is low. Enjoyment increases retention. Enjoyment grows when learning becomes part of daily life rather than a chore. Think about influence. People who know more often help more. They solve problems faster. They offer better advice. Learning expands usefulness. Usefulness attracts opportunity. The world belongs to learners because learners adjust. They do not cling to outdated ideas. They update their thinking. That flexibility becomes strength. Daily learning keeps the mind young. It creates energy. It brings excitement back into routine. Curiosity turns ordinary days into opportunities for growth. No one starts as an expert. Experts are built through time and attention. A little every day feels manageable. Over months, progress becomes visible. Over years, mastery appears. Learning also protects against fear. Fear grows in ignorance. Understanding reduces fear. Confidence rises when knowledge increases. The choice is simple but not easy. Feed the mind or neglect it. Growth or stagnation. The results will show a year from now. Habits will have shaped a new version of the same person or a stronger one. That outcome is not random. It is earned daily. Learning a little every day creates momentum. Momentum makes effort easier. With momentum, progress feels natural. The path to mastery is not hidden. It is built through small acts of learning repeated without stopping. Honor that process, and the results will arrive with certainty. Quote 4, your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. People often search for answers in books, plans, and goals, yet overlook something closer and more powerful. The people around you are shaping your future every single day. This happens quietly, without permission, without warning. It happens through words, attitudes, habits, and reactions. Over time, these small influences add up and create direction. Every friendship teaches something. Some teach discipline, some teach delay, some teach courage, some teach fear. The lesson may never be spoken, yet it is learned through repetition. Spend enough time with people who respect time, and respect for time grows. Spend enough time with people who waste time, and wasting time starts to feel normal. Look closely at conversations. Some conversations lift the mind, others drain energy, some focus on solutions. Others circle around problems without movement. Neither feels dramatic in the moment. The difference appears later in results. One path builds strength, the other builds frustration. Friends do not need to be perfect to be valuable. The key question is direction. Are the people closest encouraging growth or reinforcing limits? Growth often feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is a sign of expansion. Comfort without growth leads to boredom and regret. Energy is real. It can be felt in a room. Some rooms feel heavy, some feel alive. The difference usually comes from the people inside. Being around motivated people raises standards naturally. No lecture required. Their behavior speaks. Pay attention to how goals are treated in conversation. In some circles, goals are respected. In others, they are mocked. Mockery shuts down effort. Respect fuels it. A person surrounded by mockery eventually stops sharing dreams. A person surrounded by respect shares more and grows faster. Friends influence language. Language influences thought. Thought influences action. This chain is powerful. Complaining language leads to complaining behavior. Responsible language leads to responsible action. There is nothing wrong with loyalty. Loyalty becomes harmful when it demands staying small. True friendship allows growth. It allows change. It allows honest conversation. Some people fear outgrowing their circle. Growth does not require leaving everyone behind. It requires adjusting time and attention. Spend more time with those who educate, less with those who drain. Balance changes life. Education does not always look like teaching. Sometimes it looks like example. A friend who reads regularly teaches reading without speaking. A friend who exercises teaches health through action. A friend who plans teaches foresight by habit. Draining relationships often share patterns: constant negativity, lack of responsibility, blame without action. These patterns wear down motivation slowly. The effect is subtle but serious. Educating relationships feel different. They encourage thinking, they challenge excuses, they respect effort. They do not demand perfection, but they expect progress. No one becomes strong alone, but not all company builds strength. Choosing influence is part of maturity. It is not selfish. It is necessary. Think about the future 5 years from now. The habits being reinforced today will be visible then. Friends shape habits. Habits shape destiny. It takes courage to evaluate relationships honestly. Avoiding the truth feels easier short term. Facing it leads to growth long term. Time reveals the cost of poor influence. It also reveals the reward of good influence. One encourages excuses, the other encourages action. Respect for self grows when standards rise. Standards rise when environment improves. Environment improves through choice. Some friendships are seasonal. They serve a purpose for a time. Accepting that truth brings peace. Holding on too tightly creates pain. Growth requires room. Room comes from surrounding oneself with people who believe improvement is possible. Life does not demand perfection in relationships. It demands awareness. Awareness leads to choice. Choice leads to direction. The people closest today are shaping tomorrow quietly. Choose wisely. The future depends on it. Quote 5. The major key to your better future is you. Time is a resource that slips quietly through the hands of most people, unnoticed until the cost becomes visible. Many hours pass in waiting rooms, commuting, standing in lines, or simply sitting with the mind wandering. Those hours feel empty, but they do not have to be. Dead time is not wasted when it is used intentionally. Learning in these moments transforms ordinary life into a powerful foundation for growth. Every person has the same 24 hours. The difference comes from how those hours are treated. Dead time often carries the mind convinces itself that it is too tired, too busy, or that later will be better. Later rarely comes, and the wasted hours pile up silently. When those hours are reclaimed, even in small doses, the impact is profound. Reading a page during a break, listening to a lesson while commuting, or reflecting on a lesson from experience, all of these shift the trajectory of life. Consider how the mind reacts to idle moments. It drifts toward worry, complaint, or distraction. These thoughts create tension and drain energy. When learning replaces that drift, the mind gains clarity. Knowledge replaces doubt. Insight replaces fear. Action replaces hesitation. Using dead time wisely is not about doing everything at once. It is about seizing small moments consistently, turning them into a steady force for improvement. The challenge is simple. Attention must be chosen. Attention defaults to entertainment or habit unless directed intentionally. Listening to a short talk instead of scrolling social media, reading one paragraph instead of staring at nothing, reflecting on a lesson instead of replaying complaints. These choices feel small, but their repetition accumulates into something much larger than expected. Every expert, every successful person knows this instinctively. They value minutes and treat them like investments. A single hour lost may seem unimportant, yet when multiplied across weeks, months, and years, the results of neglect are staggering. The opposite is true as well. 10 minutes a day devoted to learning adds up. 30 minutes a day devoted to reflection sharpens judgment. An hour spent on skills or self-improvement each day can redefine a life in 12 months. Dead time also exposes patience. Learning in small doses is uncomfortable for those who seek instant gratification. The reward is delayed. The benefit is invisible at first, but persistence turns discomfort into growth. Over months, the accumulated hours reveal a mind sharper, more resourceful, and more prepared. Those who see this benefit early take it further, multiplying advantage over peers who ignore these small windows. People underestimate small actions because they are invisible. The real measure of time is not the moment itself, but what it produces over time. Hours lost are easy to forget. Hours invested are visible in skills, knowledge, habits, and results. The mind adapts. Repetition creates structure. Structure leads to mastery. Mastery then allows action with confidence. This cycle begins with reclaiming dead time. Dead time is also a test of discipline. It measures whether a person can resist distraction. Society trains the mind to seek comfort, to scroll endlessly, to postpone effort. Learning in dead time is a deliberate refusal to accept that pattern. It is a quiet, invisible rebellion that produces visible outcomes. A single moment of choice may seem trivial, but daily repetition compounds its effect into tangible progress. Notice how life is structured. Many hours are unavoidable, waiting for appointments, writing in traffic, standing in lines. Those hours are neutral. They have no inherent quality. The difference comes from the mind's engagement. When attention is given to growth, those hours become assets. When ignored, they become liabilities. The power is always in choice. Dead time is also a laboratory for reflection. Lessons from the day, decisions made, mistakes and successes, all can be reviewed in these moments. Reflection sharpens understanding, it builds judgment, it strengthens memory, and prepares the mind for better choices in the future. Reflection in ordinary time is often more effective than planned reflection because it is grounded in lived experience. Consistency is more important than it. Reclaiming 5 minutes each day is more powerful than a single hour of effort once a week. The mind responds to repetition. Momentum grows quietly. Small actions, repeated daily, shape identity. Identity then shapes behavior. Behavior then produces results. Dead time is fertile ground for this chain of growth. Some people feel overwhelmed by the idea of constant learning. The solution is simplicity. Focus on one small action each day. Read one paragraph, listen to one lesson, reflect on one question. Incremental focus keeps the habit sustainable. Over weeks, these small acts transform into routine. Over months, routine becomes excellence. Dead time used for growth also impacts energy. Idle time often leaves the mind restless or fatigued. Learning, reflection, or focus fills the mind with purpose. Energy rises, motivation builds naturally. Momentum then extends into other areas of life. Even ordinary tasks feel more meaningful because the mind has been engaged intentionally. The choice to act in dead time is also a choice of self-respect. Treating time as valuable communicates to oneself that growth matters. Every reclaimed moment reinforces self-discipline, confidence, and direction. Each small victory over idleness strengthens the resolve to continue. Opportunities often appear during ordinary moments. Someone overhears advice, reads an idea, or makes a connection while engaged in small acts of learning. Being prepared allows action to be taken. Dead time is not just wasted hours, it is hidden opportunity waiting to be uncovered. Reclaiming dead time also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable. Some days are full of delays, interruptions, or frustration. Learning to use every available moment creates flexibility. Instead of feeling powerless, a person feels agency. Instead of complaining about wasted hours, they convert them into progress. Ultimately, time invested today compounds into the future. Skills are sharper, knowledge is broader. Habits are stronger, confidence grows, results appear where they were once invisible. Reclaiming dead time is not dramatic, but it is transformative. It turns ordinary minutes into extraordinary advantage. Every person faces the same 24 hours. Those who see dead time as opportunity separate themselves from those who see it as nothing. Growth is not about luck, talent, or circumstances alone. It is about deliberate, repeated choice. Reclaim dead time, and the trajectory of life changes quietly, steadily, and powerfully. Time waits for no one. Using it intentionally separates ordinary outcomes from extraordinary ones. Every minute holds potential. Choosing to invest those minutes wisely is one of the simplest yet most effective paths toward a better future. All the knowledge, all the advice, all the lessons in the world mean nothing if they are not acted upon. Life does not improve by wishing, hoping, or waiting for the right moment. It improves when you decide to take responsibility for your time, your choices, and your growth. The people you surround yourself with, the habits you create, the knowledge you absorb, and the actions you take every day, they are building the life you will live tomorrow. The power to change is not somewhere out there. It is inside you. Every small step you take, every decision to learn, every moment spent wisely, compounds into something far greater than you can see today. Your future self is watching, silently judging every choice you make. Honor that person. Build a life that reflects your potential. Do not let ordinary habits steal extraordinary results. The path to a better life is not complicated. It is simple, but requires consistency, courage, and attention. Focus on learning, on growth, on surrounding yourself with influence that elevates, and on taking daily steps toward your vision. Time invested today is freedom earned tomorrow. Discipline applied today becomes results that speak for themselves. Remember, success is not a sudden event. It is the natural outcome of repeated actions done well. You have the power to create a life worth living, to design a future that makes you proud, and to step in your potential fully. Nothing outside of you can do this for you. The choice is yours, and the time to act is now.